All right, so I don't invest in commercial real estate because I love spreadsheets. I invest in commercial real estate because I want to be with my kids on the beach on a Tuesday without anybody bothering me. Most people assume that more wealth equals more work, but if you pick the right vehicle, you can control way more of this than you think. I invest in commercial real estate because I want to do what I want, where I want, with who I want, when I want. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You started investing in residential real estate. It took you a couple years to buy your first few properties. Each one's cash flowing you maybe 50 to 100 bucks a month. And then out of nowhere, an issue pops up and there goes all of your cash flow. It can wipe out a year's worth of income. There's absolutely no peace in that. So then you pivot to try to make income a different way. You turn to flipping or wholesaling or Airbnbs, but you're still stuck with the consistent headaches and grind of residential real estate. I've been there. Trust me, I started off my career in residential real estate. I bought a single family home. I lived there for a couple years. I sold it to my tenant. Then I bought a duplex. Then I bought 2 more duplexes. I did Airbnb. I was doing long-term rentals. I did it all. So in this video, I'm going to explain that residential real estate is not what it's hyped up to be, and commercial real estate is way better. And if you're just starting out in real estate, please watch this video because I would have died to have this video when I first started. And some of the information that I give you could change the trajectory of your life. All right, guys, we have a huge announcement. We are launching our first ever cohort. We get messages every single week from people asking us about our strategies, our tactics, and the methods that we've used to buy all the buildings that we bought so far. And I found myself repeating the same phone calls with people asking the same questions over and over again. And I realized I could help a lot more people at one time if we just all hopped on a call together and everyone could learn from everyone asking questions. If you listen to the podcast, you know who we are. You know that we're commercial real estate investors, brokers, and we've also interviewed almost 100 incredible guests who have given us so much knowledge and so much wisdom. We bought 9 buildings in the last 18 months and we got 2 more under contract. We're in the trenches every single day and we're going to share with you everything we've learned so far. So here's what we'll cover. We'll cover mindset and goals, commercial real estate versus residential real estate, choosing your asset class and your buy box, deal sourcing, underwriting, leasing, financing, everything from letter of intent all the way to closing and afterwards. And we'll give you real case studies from the deals we bought and the ones we have under contract. So if that sounds interesting to you, we're going to start in early June and we're going to limit it to 10 spots. If you're interested, click the link in the description to apply and we'll see you on the inside. So if you're new here, my name's Storey. I'm a commercial real estate investor, broker, and podcast host, transition from residential real estate into commercial real estate. So if that sounds interesting, like this video and subscribe. So let's get into it. With residential real estate, there are 3 big problems. There's like 1,000 problems, but in this video, I'm going to cover 3. The first problem is it scales incredibly slow. Most of the time, the recommended advice is to get some kind of loan where you're the primary resident. You're going to get that loan. You're going to live there for a couple years. You're going to turn around, flip out of it, and then keep doing that over and over again until you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 houses. Maybe you start with a multifamily property like a 2-unit or a 4-unit, and you just keep repeating that process. And you can do that over the next 5 to 10 years. And you're guaranteed financial freedom and cash flow. And don't get me wrong, if you do that, you will create wealth, you will create equity, but by the time you're ready to enjoy it, you're probably going to miss a lot of the years that you really want to enjoy your time, whether it's traveling, spending time with family, spending time with friends, or just doing whatever you want to do. So in summary, it is just slow. It's very slow. In commercial real estate, you can do it a lot faster, and I'll get into how later in the video. Number 2, it's very little cash flow. With single family properties, most of the time, you're going to get maybe 50 bucks, maybe 100 bucks, and if you're lucky, maybe like 300 or 400 bucks a month in cash flow. Well, how many rental units do you need to get to $10,000 a month on that math, or $20,000 a month on that math? That is a lot of houses. That's a lot of roofs, a lot of HVAC systems, a lot of plumbing, a lot of tenants, and just a lot of headaches. Just talking about it makes me angry. So once you build all those rental properties up, now you're going to have all kinds of problems. If there's a roof leak, you're going to get called. If there's an HVAC that goes out, you're going to get called, and you're going to have to replace it. If the plumbing goes out, you're going to get called, and you're going to have to deal with it. Any one of these problems could wipe out your entire year of cash flow for that property. If you have to replace an HVAC unit and it's $8,000, well, that's most of the time going to be your whole cash flow. If you have to replace a roof and it's $10,000 or $20,000, well, that's going to be your whole year or maybe even 2 years worth of cash flow. So when you're stacking a couple $100s a month here and there from all these different houses with all these different potential problems, that's not passive and that's not peace of mind, which leads me to point number 3. It's just stressful. Residential real estate investing is stressful. I would find myself on family vacations and trips, and I felt like I was always worrying, this weekend, is the tenant going to call me about this? Is the tenant going to call me about that? Particularly pertaining to Airbnb, because in the later half of my residential investing career, I was doing Airbnb, and I always thought that the people were going to be calling me about whatever problem they might have during their stay. And guess what? That happened multiple times. If there's an issue, you're going to be the one that gets called. And I know people are going to say, well, you weren't managing it right, and you could have a property manager and they could handle it, or you could set up VAs and all that stuff. Yeah, but that's a lot of headache and that's a lot of management. And if you have a property manager, they're going to charge you 15 to 20% of the rental income, which is going to wipe out most of your profit. If you have a VA, then you're managing all the different tasks of the VA, and it's just a headache. It's not simple. It's not peaceful. It's not simple. simple, and it's definitely not stress-free. So while you can do very well with Airbnb and you can do very well with residential, there is a much better solution, and that is commercial real estate. So now let's get into the reasons why commercial real estate is amazing. I'm going to give you 3, and they're all in contrast to the first 3 points of residential real estate. So number 1, you can scale very quickly with commercial real estate. If you get good at finding really good opportunities, you can piece together financing from the bank, financing from the seller, money from investors, money from friends and family, hard money loans. You can do all kinds of different creative ways to scale and buy multiple properties very, very quickly. And in commercial real estate, you're typically not going to be cash flowing a couple $100. You're going to be cash flowing thousands of dollars. And when you're cash flowing thousands of dollars, there's money to go around. Therefore, you can go out there, you can buy a deal, and you can give, let's just say $1,000 to your investor, and you can keep $1,000 for yourself for putting the deal together, managing it, and running it. And the management on these properties is very simple relative to commercial real estate, which brings me to point number 2. You don't have all these maintenance and management headaches because of the lease structures of commercial real estate. In commercial real estate, the tenant is responsible for the taxes, the insurance, and the common area maintenance. So you're not going to be getting a call at 2 p.m. on Saturday afternoon when you're at the park with your kids that the toilet's clogged. Your tenant is going to be responsible for that because in their lease, they're responsible for the maintenance. Typically, in commercial real estate, the landlord's going to be responsible for the roof and the structure. So when you buy the building, you make sure that the roof is good and you make sure that the structure is good. And if you do those 2 things, then you turn the property over to your tenant. They're going to be in there for 3 to 5 years, and it's basically set it and forget it. You're not going to have to worry about them. They're going to pay you every single month, and they are responsible for any issues that come up. Which brings me to point number 3. Commercial real estate is way more peaceful. You know that if you put a good tenant in there, you're going to have that tenant for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, maybe even 7 to 10 years. That's a predictable income stream that is going to be coming directly to your bank account every single month without you having to do anything. The thing you have to do is go out there and find a good deal, find a good tenant, make sure the building's in good working order, and then after that, you have years of cash flow that you can enjoy, and you can take that and you can use it for traveling, you can use it for your family, you can use it for charitable giving, you can use it for whatever you want. That's just something you cannot do in residential real estate. You can actually go on vacation and you can actually sit back and relax and hang out with your family. Now, I want to be honest with you after saying all that. Commercial real estate is not a passive game. It is hard work, but it's not rocket science. It's actually very simple, but you will have to put in a lot of hard work and effort. The first few deals you're going to do are probably going to be brutal. The learning curve is very real, but if you can get past all that, the opportunities and possibilities that you can build with a commercial real estate portfolio are insane. You could build a portfolio of 5, 6, 7 buildings that would be a solid, stable foundation for you and your family to do whatever you want and build the life of your dreams. It will take time, but you can do it, and it's a lot faster than residential real estate. You could do this in, I'd say, 3, 4, maybe 5 years. That's what I'm working on building right now. I am in the process of building a cash flow stream to $20,000 a month to fund the lifestyle that I want. A lifestyle where my wife can stay at home with our kids, where she can homeschool them, where we can travel whenever we want, wherever we want, so I can work from home and work on the things that I genuinely want to work on and not be forced to work on things I don't want to work on. We can take our family and friends on cool trips and vacations, and we get to give generously by blessing other people. I'm currently about a quarter of the way there, around $5,000 a month in cash flow, but I'm shooting for this year to at least double that, but ideally I'd like to add $10,000 of cash flow this year to get me to $15K, but soon I'll be at 20, mark my words. Over the last couple of years, I've used my commercial real estate to fund trips to Hawaii multiple times with my wife and kids, Puerto Rico, Costa Rica, and a bunch more. If you can't tell, I love traveling. Outside of knowing the Lord, marrying my wife, having my kids, traveling is one of my favorite things. And that's what's so cool about commercial real estate. You can take it and you can use it for whatever it is that you're passionate about, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you love. You can take the cash flow from these buildings and you can go do awesome stuff. That's the power of commercial real estate. It can literally be life-changing. The group that I'm in has a saying. They say it only takes one deal, one life to change your life forever. And I find that to be incredibly true. I've had one deal that is the bulk of my cash flow. And although it might not be $10,000 or $20,000 a month, I did one deal that covers my mortgage and a lot of my other expenses. And that's an income stream I will have forever unless I decide to sell it. So I don't say any of this stuff to brag. I say it to open your eyes. Hopefully this is eye-opening and opens your mind to the possibilities of commercial real estate and what you can accomplish, what you can unlock, and what you can do. Commercial real estate is really powerful. I have been incredibly blessed and all glory goes to God 100%. So hopefully this inspires you to go out there, start building a portfolio, start working towards your dream life, and get after it. Stop wasting time with residential real estate, start buying commercial, and get after doing what you want to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment any questions you have, like the video, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.